Alright, and welcome to Drawing Right Triangles Practice. So notice that we're given a hexagon, and what we're going to do today is going to exclusively focus on hexagons because the right triangles that they form are pretty interesting. Okay, so our ultimate goal is to find the area of this hexagon, but we notice that we actually do not have the apothem, okay? So I'll just draw the apothem right off the bat to show you what it is. Our ultimate goal is to find that. However, just for right now, let's just go ahead and take that away so I can show you how to do that. Alright, the first thing you want to do, step one, is you want to draw the center of the hexagon. And from the center, you want to draw the radii of the hexagon. Now notice a hexagon has 6 sides, so this will create 6 congruent triangles. Now then you want to look at the central angles formed by these 6 triangles. So we have an angle right there, 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 and an angle right there. And notice that when I put those 6 central angles together, it creates a circle. So you would ask yourself, how many degrees are in a circle? Well, there are 360 degrees. And then we're going to divide that by the number of central angles, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The same number of sides as our hexagon. Well, 360 divided by 6 will, of course, give me 60 degrees. So I know that each one of those central angles is 60 degrees. Now, from there, what's interesting is that if I draw my apothem connects from the center to the midpoint of the opposing edge, and that apothem cuts everything in half. I want you to just remember that. The apothem cuts everything in half. And so that 60 degrees is cut into 30, and more importantly, this length of 8 is cut into half to be 4. So notice what we've really done is drawn a right triangle, and I'll draw this in such a way that it actually has the same colors as the right triangle that you see in the picture. And then that way you can kind of see how I'm pulling it. Alright? And of course this is 4 and that is 30 degrees. Now if you know anything about special right triangles, or actually let's take it back, if you know anything about equilateral triangles, if this is 60, well then that angle and that angle, those are 60 as well. And so this angle right here must be 60 degrees. And what we've actually created is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now our 30, 60, 90 triangle, which I hope that you know up to this point, actually has some ratios of its side. We call this right here, we call this the short side, and it has a value of x. And the hypotenuse, which remember is always across from the right angle, will be 2x, meaning that whatever this side is, you just multiply by 2 to get to it. And this third side is x square roots of 3. Okay, meaning that to go from x to x squared roots of 3, you are just multiplying by the square root of 3. So if I know that this base right here is 4, well, when I multiply by the square root of 3, the apothem is 4 square roots of 3. And that is ultimately what we're trying to do here. I'll write this out. The apothem is 4 square roots of 3. Okay, let's do one more example just so you can get the practice. And this time we can move way faster. Okay, here we have example 2, and let me just show you how quick this goes. So once again, so you can see it, I put my center, I divide my hexagon up into 6 equilateral triangles. These are only equilateral for a hexagon. I know that around the center, all 6 of my central angles should add up to be 360. So I can divide that by 6, and of course I get 60 degrees, meaning that that central angle is 60 degrees. However, when I draw my apothem, I cut everything in half, and I also form a right angle. So what we have here is we have this right triangle that's being formed right there, and our 60 degree angle is then divided by 2, which gives me 30 degrees. I know that this is a 60 degree angle, and I have this right angle giving me my 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now not only does it cut the 60 in half, it also cuts the 20 in half, half of 20 being 10. And to go from my short side of the 30, 60, 90 triangle to the third side, I know that by my rule, I just multiply by the square root of 3. And so the apothem, the thing that I'm trying to find, is 10 square roots of 3. So for each problem on this page, draw out each right triangle and the apothem, and I will see y'all in our level 2 video where we put everything together.